If I was to ask you to think of some films or TV series filmed or set in Yorkshire, what's the first thing that comes to mind? You might be thinking, well, nothing, if you're not from here, to be fair, if you're not from the UK. But some of you might be thinking of things like, what have we got? Happy Valley, Emmerdale, bit of an OG, Kes, if you want to go quite a few years back. Even some series like Peaky Blinders and The Witcher, not set in Yorkshire, obviously, but they did film some scenes around here. Today though, we're in Bradford city centre because just down the road there's going to be the premiere of episode 1 of a brand new drama series written, set and filmed in Bradford. We've been invited to go along. This is not a sponsored post, by the way, just to let you know immediately. But we've been invited to go and check it out. We're going to chat to some of the cast as well, find out a bit more. Maybe I'm going to butcher these interviews. I don't normally do this kind of thing, so it might be terrible for me, but either way, it's going to be fun for you to watch. So come along, let's see what we can find out. Now the premiere itself is going to be taking place just around the corner from here at an old Victorian concert hall called St George's Hall. It opened just over 170 years ago, and there's some surprising names that have been on stage there, surprising to me at least. We got people like Charles Dickens to Winston Churchill, and then more recently groups like Queen, the Rolling Stones, even Iron Maiden, and there's a whole lot more. So if you're interested, definitely have a look into that. By the way, in case you're wondering, this is not the place we're going. This is the town hall. I don't know anything about this, so if you want to find out more, let me know and we'll come back in a future video. And now at the time this was built, one of the motivations behind it, according to the Mayor of Bradford at the time, Samuel Smith, not connected to the brewer, by the way, we might cover that in a different video, but he said one of the reasons to open this place was to try and bring music to the people of Bradford at a more affordable price. Basically try and introduce some culture into the city, and also, it was said, to bring people out of the local alehouses and I guess do something a bit more productive with their time. Having said all of that though, we do have a bit of time until the show starts, so I mean we've got to go somewhere. Alright, so maybe Bradford's mayor of 1853 wouldn't approve of this, but it's 2025, come on, we're supporting a local independent business. This is a place called the Record Cafe, also not a sponsored segment by the way. I don't have any channel sponsors. I should probably get some though, that would be handy, but that's a me problem, don't worry about that. Aside from the drinks as well, this place has got a really good record store upstairs, so we're definitely going to check that out before we leave.
In terms of filming in Bradford, there's quite a lot, there's a surprising amount.
Yeah.
Kind of recently, you've had a lot of sort of Netflix things being filmed in Bradford, like Peaky Blinders, basically since we're Little Germany, a lot of Saltaire, anywhere that's kind of untouched, Saltaire, anywhere that can double as Victorian or post-Victorian. Monty Python, filmed at Valley Parade.
Really?
Yeah. Ripping Yarns.
I don't know what that is.
Ripping Yarns was a TV series of a different sort of boys-style comic adventure story every week with Michael Palin.
Okay, oh nice.
So there's one set of German prisoner of war camp. There was like a one with a monkey's claw. It's traditional sort of stories. Yeah. And Golden Gordon was about a football fan of Barnstable United. And they used to lose like 8-0 all the time. And he was trying to get back together this team from the 1920s that won everything. That was filmed at Saltaire. They filmed a lot of matches at Saltaire. It was filmed in and around Bradford.
That sounds pretty cool.
Film-wise, the big one that everyone always knows is Billy Liar. Filmed a lot in Baildon.
I've forgotten about that one.
Yeah, that's the kind of big one. That's a lot of... as they were knocking down, sadly, a lot of the Victorian Bradford, you can see them building the 60s stuff that was subsequently knocked down. So that's really interesting just to see, and certainly Foster Square at the bottom of town, all the changes that were going on, partly because Bradford had so much money back then. Yeah. So one of the reasons for its decline from then onwards, ironically, was the fact they had money. So it attracted developers to come and say, you don't want these tired old Victorian buildings, which we now value. Yeah. You need these big, shiny, concrete blocks, which we then knocked down. So it's interesting to sort of see that kind of...
Yes, they're a bit of like a historical look back into what it was like. Don't know if that's for sale. Maybe we can ask on the way out. Jamie XX, that is one thing I would buy, to be fair. That's kind of up my street. Nirvana. Is it true, didn't that guy like try and sue the band for this photo? Do you know about that? Question, yeah, did that happen? Everybody knows this one, of course. I mean, I assume so. Kevin Costner. Isn't Kevin Costner an actor? Oh, it's the soundtrack to The Bodyguard. That's pretty cool. All right, that's probably enough final hunting. We actually probably should get going before we're late. Cheers, thanks. See ya. All right, we're almost late, kind of. What should I do?
No, that's good.
All right, we're just waiting for the cast. I don't know how long they're going to be.
All good?
We've been outside now for approximately 72 hours. Hopefully somebody's going to turn up soon.
My mouth is dry.
Just need some heaters and then we'll be all right. It's like,
You need a fur coat.
that's it. That's what I should have brought.
I've
Yeah, you planned it properly.
got thermal tights on and a fur coat on.
That's what I should have done.
Ready?
I'll know for next time.
Wicked. Thank you very much for your time. I hope you have a good night. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, how's it going? I'm Jack from Northern Intro. How you both doing? Nice to meet you both. Nice to meet you. Really obvious question to start off, but just for our viewers who probably don't know the show yet, could you give us a bit of a rundown of what to expect? What's the vibe?
So it's filmed and set in Bradford, of course. It's a crime drama that centres around Harry Virdee, who is a Sikh detective married to a Muslim woman, but he has affiliations with an underground gang, which is run by this man here.
Yes, who is a bit of a kingpin in Bradford.
Yeah, nice. That's
Yeah.
cool. Awesome. And I'm not from TV. Is it kind of unusual to have like a premiere for a TV series in a venue like this, or is this something that happens quite
I
frequently?
think this is really a celebration of Bradford
Yeah.
and a chance to just go City of Culture 2025. Why not?
Yeah, and celebrate all the things that Bradford has on offer.
Yeah, perfect timing for it.
Yeah.
And last question, spoiler-free answer, of course, but with the story of Series 1, is there any space in there for a potential Series 2 if things go well, or is it a closed-off, one-and-done kind of thing?
Well, I mean, I think there's plenty of scope for many of the characters in their stories to be further unravelled. So, yeah, it ends on a not quite tied up in a bow, wrapped up sort of finish. So I think so.
There's a bit of space, isn't there?
There's definitely
All
space.
right, amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much. Hope you have a great night.
Nice to
Cheers.
meet
Thank
you.
you so much. I think that went all right. Wasn't a disaster, was it? Do we stay here now? What goes
Yeah,
on?
so they're making sure that everyone gets some.
Oh,
so
they're doing-
They're gonna go there next, and then they're gonna swap round. So they'll make sure people.
So
get
we gotta
to
stay here.
So we'll just wait. Wait a turn.
I was about to leave. I'm glad you told me. How's-
I never knew that was going to be the,
So I play DS Khalil Amin. He's from Bradford, but he's new to the city. He's been away for a while, and I think his expectations of how you apply logic and law to a situation is very green. Is very naive. He will be tested in the show. Every episode he will be tested, and it will culminate to an end that is a moral dilemma.
Yeah,
A moral dilemma. I don't know what he's
what he's capable of.
what he's capable of, or like how he would deal with that situation.
Okay, I like the sound of him. Okay, now about yours.
I play Atiq Faruqi, and he basically represents the disadvantaged youth of the city. So he represents a choice that a lot of people have to make, a rabbit hole that they find themselves in.
Nice.
So yeah, he kind of brings out the vulnerability behind a lot of the characters that we do see in real life from here.
Okay. Are you guys from Bradford?
Yeah.
I heard you chatting about the pronunciation, Bradford.
Yeah, man. Bradford.
What's it like filming a place in your hometown, going to get to represent it? It's not too often featured. It's places filmed here for shows, but it's not often based in Bradford. So it's kind of exciting, right?
It's so true. So many of our locations, we would go, wow, this is beautiful. And they go, yeah, so-and-so was filmed here, so-and-so was filmed here. You go, wow, why has nothing ever been filmed here for here? You know, to celebrate here, to show it. You know, I think it's crazy that we are one of the first to do this, to show these places, to represent them from here though, not some other place or some time that is distant, or you know, this is current and it really is filmed, made, shown here. You know? Yeah, man.
Well, I'm excited. I appreciate it. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good night. See you next time.
pretty simple.
All right. We did it. I think we've got one more person to interview. We need some more questions. We've run out. I'm trying to keep it fresh every time. I think he's the author, the guy in the blue suit. A.A. Dand. We didn't mention the author yet. It's called A.A. Dand. He's from Bradford, I believe. I'm going to guess, since he's walking away, that we don't get to chat to him, but he's got a series of books out, some of them based in Bradford, maybe all of them based in Bradford, but only a handful of them feature this character, Harry Virdee. Oh no, we lost him. I don't know what's happening. Should we go inside to the bar now?
Hello,
hey,
Tommy here.
Tommy, how's it going? I'm Jack. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
How you
you.
doing? Can you tell us a bit about your character in the show?
So I'm Enzo Tobin. I am Riaz's right-hand man, the enforcer. He tells what to do. I get stuff done.
Nice.
Basically.
From the sounds of it, you might not be from Bradford.
No, originally from Birmingham.
Okay.
But like in the show, I'm from Manchester.
All right, nice.
All right, so I was trying to give it a northern twang, you know.
Solid accent.
So I don't know go and hit my accent, you know what I mean?
I play Harry's dad, Ranjit. And he's a bit traditionalist in a sense, but there's a great complexity in his story, and hopefully that through the series people will start to unfold that. But somebody that is first generation here in that respect, as an immigrant that came over, settled in Bradford, and went through the times through Bradford and raised his family here, where they had 2 kids and doted on their children. And really kind of looked after them and to a level mollycoddled them, so that
It's fascinating. It sounds like a really good cultural insight into Bradford as well, all the diversity here and the history here, and I guess a lot of that comes through in the show as well, with the family, your son of course, and everybody else in there.
I think so, and not only that, I think being part of the Sikh culture as well, which we don't really know too much about what that culture is. And it's nice to see that.
So I play Jyoti, Harry's mum, and for me, like my character grew up in India, and met with my husband in India, and we chose each other, got married. So I'm a Hindu, he's a Sikh, but I've been in Bradford, and helping him to build the family and all the rest of it. And then obviously now we have this kind of rift where she feels very like she's heartbroken because she doesn't want to be estranged from her son,
So a lot of our viewers won't know too much about the story just yet, but there's a very clear part of contention in the story that brings the family.
I mean, there's a lot of complexity, which is nice, because it isn't just black and white. This is what happened. Because it's also nice to see the complexity in the parents, that they actually had a love marriage, So then it's even more kind of, I mean, I always feel like Bradford is just the most forward-looking city, actually. I've come here twice at the Bradford Literature Festival, to perform, and I just think, oh my God, this is like an internationally renowned literature festival. Everyone's here, And in fact, this building, I think we used to come every night for a curry, and you meet writers from all over the world,
Well, I can't wait to watch it. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
My pleasure.
Have a great night. Is that enough interviews? Maybe. Cheers. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I don't know how loud it is in here. I'm not really sure we're supposed to be filming this part of the event, but we're here now. By the way, for anyone watching, this is a bit of a departure from our usual videos. We're not out exploring history. Hopefully you're still enjoying it though. If this is your first video on this channel, next week's going to be pretty different, I promise you. But every now and then we'll have something like this, so hopefully you're enjoying it anyway. Is she the mayor of Bradford? Really? Yes. Let's have a little look. Who is the mayor of Bradford? That's her. That's her. Meat and chicken.
Put it in your pocket. It's late man time.
I was eating chicken when you came in. We scuffed it. It's game over. We did it. We met the mayor. We got a card. Next video on the way, Bradford Town Hall. We made it. We're in to St George's Hall. This is what it looks like inside. Opened over 170 years ago. I think 172 years ago. 1853 was the opening date.
It's time for Virdee.
West Yorkshire Police have launched a fresh appeal for information and have asked anyone who sees a team to call 999.
Hello Bradford, how are we doing?
Alright, so we just finished watching episode 1, the premiere in St George's Hall. I'll give you my 100% honest thoughts. I might jeopardise some future partnerships, but I don't want to lie to you. I enjoyed it. I was a bit uncertain in the first half, but it stepped it up in the second half. And without giving spoilers away, you'd expect some kind of cliffhanger at the end of episode 1 of a drama. But in this one, there was 2, which caught me off guard a little bit. I very much enjoyed that. If you're from Bradford, you'll definitely find a lot of interesting stuff in here. If you're not from Bradford, it's a solid drama. I'll be watching episode 2, and that's about as much as I can tell you, to be honest. I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Massive high five to the paid members on YouTube as well. And let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you next time for the regular style of content. See you in a bit.